Now, the defeated WBA heavyweight title contender Audley Harrison says he did all he could to prepare physically and mentally for Saturday's fight. Well, David Haye told the BBC that Harrison shouldn't be denied his purse despite throwing just one punch in their fight on Saturday. Well, Haye won in the third round but denied betting on himself to do so, which would of course contravene British Boxing Board of Control rules. For the future, Haye said his sights on fighting one of the Klitschko brothers. Either one will do, apparently, at Wembley Stadium next summer.
When the weather's good enough to do it, it's an open-air stadium. In my opinion, I believe going to Wembley Stadium would be the right call, would be the right venue for such an event. So whenever the weather's good, May, June, something like that. You know, something when it's sunny outside. You know, in London, I'd love that fight to happen. I believe it can happen, and I believe it will happen.
Which one?
I'm not that fussed either way.
Vladimir's the one that's called you out.
Vladimir's been a lot more vocal in his talking, and he's the one who's been knocked out a lot. So out of the two brothers, he's the one whose punch resistance isn't the best. And you couple someone's lack of punch resistance with my heavy punching power, and you're going to get a violent knockout.
What's your opinion on guys like Audley who turn up the fight? As you said, he hit you once and didn't hit hard. He didn't hurt you hard enough that there's any mark on you. What's your opinion when you pay that amount of money to deliver a non-performance in the manner that he did?
He performed as much as I allowed him to perform. You know, I'm a counter-puncher. You know, if Audley would have came out and started engaging in battle early, he would have got knocked out in the first round.
People paid a lot of money on television and to be there, and yet they've seen a guy who punched you once in the face. He threw 32 punches in 3 rounds. It's
not ideal, I know, but you know, boxing's not all about just on the night. It's about the training. You know, for 3 months, you know, he's been locked away in a mountain in Big Bear, California. You know, he's separated himself from his family. You know, he's got himself in tremendous physical condition, and he let himself down. I feel, you know, when the first bell rang, I knew that he'd revert to type, and I knew that I'd be way too much for him. And I think he deserves to be paid, you know, because the beating that he took is not only what he dished out, the amount of beating that I dished out on him. He didn't have to get up. I knocked him down once. You know, he could have stayed down and no one would have said anything. You know, no one would have called him a coward for staying down. But he did. To his credit, he got back to his feet. You know, he put his gum shield back in, and he came back for a second wave. You know, a lot of referees wouldn't have allowed that to carry on. But I think he took his licks like a man. You know, he didn't complain afterwards. And I hit him real hard. Yeah, his eye was probably had a concussion. He was in a bad way. So to say he shouldn't get paid for his efforts would be a bit harsh, in my opinion.